Welcome back for another lesson of ukulele. Today we're going to take it back, not way back to the Romantic era. We're going to be taking it to the 1920s by the Mississippi Delta for this song called Freight Train by Elizabeth Cotton. Let's hear what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I'm going. So let's start off with breaking the chords. The first chord we have is an F major. So we go freight train, run so fast. That's going to be like a C chord. It's actually C6 when it's nothing. Run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Then back to the F. So F, C6. We'll be bringing our fingers a little bit for those C's. So like a C major, C7, a C above. Then we go back to run so fast. Back to an F. Then we go to an A7. Please don't tell. That's index finger on the first fret of the C string. Please don't tell what train. That's a B flat. So index finger first fret of the E, middle finger second fret of the C, ring finger third fret of the G. Train I'm on, so stairs. And I'm strumming until the E string. I'm not strumming that A string. So please don't tell what train I'm on. Then back to an F. They won't know what route I'm going. Alright, so F to this C, ring finger on third fret of the E string, then back to an F. Then we go for a C7. So this is a different C7. You hold a C here, third fret of the A, then you put your middle finger on the third fret of the G. It's the same as this one, but just a slight different sound, but it's still a C7. Alright, so far we have freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. A7. Please don't tell what B flats I'm on. They won't know what route I'm going. C7. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright, flat C7. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright. So now let's get the melody. So we're going to start off with our pinky here on the third fret. Remember, a lot of these chord melodies is all about the pinky power. If you ain't got no pinky power, you ain't got no sweet chord melodies. So we're going to start here, third fret of the A string. Freight train. So 3, 0. This 3 is our C note. This is our A note. Open A. Freight train. Alright. So freight train. Climb up, third fret of the E. Then index finger, first fret of the E. So freight train. Then you let go, run, open E, run so fast. So it's going to be open E, run, then C, B flat. This note over here, the first fret of the E is called B flat. Run so fast. Then we go, freight train, run so fast. So that's going to be 3, so C, B flat, A, freight train, so 3, 1, 0, climb up, 3 on the E string, then 1, that's our F note, run, then we go back to that C note, so fast, alright, so freight train, run so fast, that's our second part. So first and second part together. Freight train, run so fast. Second part. Freight train, run so fast. Alright. right? Make sure you get those two parts. Third part is going to be, please don't tell what train I'm on. Please don't tell. So that's A, B flat, B, 0, 1, 0 on the A string. Please don't tell. Then to that G note, which is 3rd fret on the E string. Train, please don't tell what. Then we go to the F, train, that's the 1st fret on the E string. Train I'm on. So F, G, F, 1, 3, 1. Please don't tell what train I'm on. Please don't tell what train I'm on. Then part 4, they won't know. We go F, G, A. So 1, 3, 0, 0 on the next string. They won't know what. Then back to that F note. That's our 1st fret on the E. They won't know what. Then behind the F, they won't know what. E, that's the note behind the F, the E. Route, I'm. Then play that G note, back to the F. They won't know what route I'm going. Alright, let's try part 3 to part 4. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I'm going. The whole thing, part 1. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I'm going. One more time, no words. Alright, and make sure you know each part of the melody and you've mastered those chords, because now we're going to put them together. This is where the fun comes along. So starting off, we hold that F chord and we put our pinky on the 3rd fret of the A string. So freight. Alright, so let's start off with a strum. We're going to do the easy version. We're going to have about 3 different levels, maybe 4. But let's see what happens. Let's start off with an F with pinky on the 3rd fret. Freight. Strum everything with your thumb. Freight. Then play 0, train, just following that melody. Freight, train, freight, train. So right, freight, train, then up, freight, train. Back to where that index finger is. Freight, train, then just strum, run. The first 3 strings, the G, C, and E. Run so fast, run so fast. Alright, so strum those 3, then so fast on the bottom string. Then freight, train, train. So next time I strum it, this is for part 2. I strum a whole C chord, freight, then I take my finger back, train, then back, freight, then up, train. Freight, train. Then back to that F. Run so fast. So F, pinky on the 3rd fret, then 0 on that A string. So that part 2. Freight, train, run so fast. Let's put part 1 and part 2 together, nice and slow. Let's go. Freight, train, run so fast. Part 2. Freight, train, run so fast. One more time. Freight, da, 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 strum, C, B flat. Da, 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 do strum the F. Da, da, da. Then we go for our next part. A7. Please strum the whole thing. Please don't tell. So 0, 1, 0 with the middle finger. Please don't tell what. And you can use your ring finger or pinky. Try and get used to using your pinky. Even though it might feel a bit hard, don't be like, this is easier. No, go for it. Please don't tell what. Then B flat, train. Alright? Strum that B flat on the train. And make sure you strum the G, C, and E. Only up until the E. Please don't tell what train. Then pinky goes on the 3rd fret of the E. I'm on. So 3, 1. Train I'm on. They won't. Then just go the opposite way. Train 3, 1, 1, 3. Right? That's part 3. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't F. Now part 4. They won't F. F for 4. They won't know. And make sure you strum that whole F up until the A string. They won't know. Then you come up with your thumb to that E string. What? They won't know what. Alright, so make sure you strum that F. They won't whole F all the way to the A string. They won't know what. Then come up to that E string. They won't know what. Let go. Route. Strum those 3 strings, the G, C, and E. Route. Then put your ring finger. I'm on the 3rd fret of our E. I'm. Alright. They won't know what route I'm going down, down, up, down. Going down, down, up, down. Alright, so that's going to be going down, down, up, down. So down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 1, 2, 3, up, down, up, down, up, down. Then back to it, okay? So let's try from part 3 to part 4, nice and slow. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I'm going. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? One more time from part 3 to part 4. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I'm on. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now let's go from part 1 all the way through. Freight train, strum so fast. Part 2. Freight train, run so fast. A7. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know which route I'm on. Down, down, up, down. 2nd time, slower. Pinky, strum that full C. C7, C6, up to that G, back to F. Part 3, A7, B flat, open C, F, down, down, up, down. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, keep going. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell which train I'm on. They won't know which route I'm on. Alright, so level 1 is just simple strumming with your thumb. So da, da, and then playing the melody with your thumb. Let's take it to level 2. So level 2 is now going to be each finger has its own fret. Thumb on the G string, index finger in charge of the C, middle finger in charge of the E, ring finger in charge of the A. So our pinky is in the formation, but only these 4. And I'm kind of like clawing it in. You can't see my feet. I'm not like this. I'm clawing it in. Okay? So right there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play all of them together. That's how I'm going to play my chords. The same as kind of like strumming it, but I'm plucking all of them. And it's not a big pluck. You don't want to be tense. Just pluck it inwards. Using your fingertips. I'm not using my hand. I'm using my fingertips. Alright, so even if I'm like this, that's me using my hand. I want to make sure I use my fingertips right there. So that's going to be freight train. And now each finger is going to be in charge of a string, okay? So my ring finger is going to be playing that melody on the A string, middle finger on the E string, index finger on the C string. Freight train, ring finger. Freight train, middle finger. Those two and middle finger. Freight train, freight train. Then on that C chord, pluck those top 3 strings. Run so fast. Alright? Run. Then so fast with your ring finger because it's on the A string. Run so fast. Let's try it again. Freight train, run so fast. Then part 2. Freight train. So I'm plucking again. Freight, all of them. Freight train, freight. All that with my ring finger. Then I climb up to the E string with my middle finger. Train, freight, middle finger for that train. Then I go run. I'm only gonna play those 3 strings. Run, because I want that melody, that run to be at the top. Run so fast. That's gonna be G, C, E. Run so fast. So play those 3, pluck them together. Run. Then the A string, pluck with the ring finger for that so fast. Okay. Run so fast. So slowly from beginning. Freight, ring, middle, pluck, ring. Part 2. Pluck, ring, middle, pluck, ring. All that right hand. Then A7, part 3. Please don't tell. So that's going to be A7, ring. I'm talking about the right hand, just make sure you're not confused. Pluck, ring, middle, plucking that E string. Pluck, ring, middle, pluck those 3, okay? So that first one you pluck all 4. Please don't tell what train. Once you get to train, you only pluck those 3 because you don't want to hear that A string. Train, then middle finger with the pinky. I'm, middle finger again on the index, on. Alright, I'm on. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't. So for they won't, make sure you're plucking that middle finger. They won't know. Strum that F all the way. They won't know which middle finger on that E string, which route. They won't know which route. When you get to route, pluck that G, C, and E string. Route, ring finger. I'm. Alright, so make sure route is only those top 3 strings. Route, then ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E. I'm. And then a full F. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright? They won't know which route I'm on. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright, let's take it from part 3 with this new technique where you're using each finger for 1 string. Please don't tell which train I'm on. They won't know which route I'm on. Down, up, down. Alright, practice that with our new technique where each finger is in charge of its own string. And let's go for it nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell which train I'm on. They won't know which route I'm on. 2, 3, up, down, up, down. Pluck all of them. Ring, middle, pluck. Ring. Pluck, ring, middle, pluck. Ring. Pluck, ring, middle, pluck. middle, 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 pluck, middle, pluck, middle, all of them, down, down, up, down. Alright, and that's level 2. So get really comfortable with level 2, because level 3 is going to be a bit of a doozy. Because this is where things get even more interesting. So what we got here is freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. And right there I'm bringing in the groove, I'm bringing that percussion part. And that percussion part is really just my thumb and my index finger working together. Now this is super important, pay close attention. Notice how when I'm hitting it, my thumb is literally hitting this top part of the neck. You see this part where the neck meets the body? It's landing there, it's not going beyond. Usually when we strum, look where my thumb is now. If I strum this chord, my thumb is all the way down. But that's not going to work for this. This is level 3, so we want to have this nice smack on the offbeat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so 2 things are happening here. My thumb is not passing the top part of the neck. So make sure you just let's practice a little bit. I want you to take your thumb and just rotate your wrist. Don't go like this. Don't take it away and bring it back down. No. Rotate. Alright? So you're twisting your wrist and just land it there. Land it there. Land it there. Notice how my index finger is kind of curved. Land it. Land it. Land it. Alright? Let's just try it slow. Boom. 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 If you're a bass guitarist, this would be called slap technique. But right now we're not slapping the strings. We're just getting that percussive feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And now this is the next part. This is what brings it all together. My index finger is just kind of brushing, not necessarily strumming. It's brushing against the strings as my thumb is going down. So just have it nice and gentle. You have to be relaxed and loose on the wrist. Alright, so just twist it. Remember, it's a twist. It's not up and down. It's not bring it away and bring it back in. It's a twist. A twist. And then your index finger strikes the strings while your thumb is not passing the top of the neck. Let's try it on the offbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm holding an F chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Well, strumming that offbeat. 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Alright, so that's going to be our percussive rhythm, okay? So right there, 1 and 2 on the offbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Alright, on those ands like a reggae beat. Alright, so now this is where things get interesting. So now there's one way we can do it. So this is level 3, where now we start bringing this in. And we're going to play the melody before we do those. So we're going to be freight, train, freight, train. And I'm plucking that with level 2. Meaning my ring finger is in charge of my A string, middle in charge of the E, index in charge of the C. Every note in that melody is being played by those fingers, okay? So I'm going freight, strum, with that shuffle. So freight, strum with that percussive effect, that percussive rhythm. Freight, strum, train, strum, freight, strum, train, strum, run, strum so fast. Now there'll be some times where we need to get that melody note on the down. Alright, so fast, my index finger is holding that A string, fast. And I'm strumming it and hitting that note right there. So it's not before, it's right on that strum. So, freight, train, freight, train, run, so fast. So fast, that's one that you need to be aware of on the strum. Alright, one more time. Freight, train, freight, train, run, so fast. Alright, notice how those strums are always in between every note we pick except on that fast. Now if we go for part 2, freight, same thing, we pluck the note and we strum. Right now you should be really good with your melody so that we can focus more on that rhythm aspect. So part 2, freight, you pluck, then you strum. Freight, train, freight, strum, train, strum, run, strum, so fast. And again, on that fast, I strum on that F chord. So part 2, freight, train, freight, train, run, so fast. Alright, so part 1 and part 2. Freight, train, freight, train, run so fast. Freight, train, freight, train, run so fast. One more time, even slower. Freight, strum, train, freight, strum, train, strum, run so fast. Strum that fast. Strum, boom, cha. Freight, train, freight, strum, train. Here we go. Run, strum, so fast. Again on that fast we strum. So fast. Then A7. Please don't. Notice melody first, then the strum. Please strum, don't strum. Tell strum which strum. Then that B flat. Train, strum. One more time for that A7. Please don't tell which B flat. Train. Alright, plucking that note. Train, I'm on. Alright, that's pretty easy so far. Please don't tell which train I'm on. They won't. And right there, at the end of that, each part, we do that strum where we get that note on the strum. They won't. So won't, you get that strum. So far, we've been getting the notes on fast and won't. They strum with that pinky on the third fret of the E. They won't know. Alright? Please don't tell which train I'm on. They won't know. Alright, so no strum. Which strum? Train, nothing strum. I'm strum on, strum down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Notice how I'm going down, up, down, smack, up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright? Train, I'm on, down, up, down, up, down, smack, up, down, up, down, up, down. Let's play that whole thing slowly in level 3. Freight, train, freight, train, run so fast. Freight, train, freight, train, run so fast. Please don't tell which train I'm on. They strum know which route I'm on. Down, up, down, smack, up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright, get comfortable with level 3. It might seem hard, but we have one more level, level 4. Alright, so all I'm doing in level 4 is everything from level 3, but now I'm plucking the chord when I'm supposed to be there. Before, we were plucking the note and then strumming. This time I'm going to pluck the note with the chord. So it's going to be like this. Pluck, strum, train, strum, freight. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just pluck all those strings in the beginning. So instead of me just plucking that high E string, freight, then strumming, I'm plucking everything to start. Freight, then I strum. Then I continue with just my melody. So all of them strum. Freight, just the ring finger, just the middle finger, just the middle finger, just the middle finger. Da, da. Alright, so pluck, freight, strum, train, freight, train, run. Once you get to run, you pluck those 3, the G, C, and E. Run so fast. So pluck, run, strum, so fast. You strum on that fast. So pluck with that ring finger, fast. By that time, boom, your hand is going up, coming back down on the fast. So run so fast. It makes more sense when we put it into context. So pluck, freight, train, freight, train, pluck now. Run so strum, strum. Then freight. Then when you get that freight again for part 2, you pick everything. Freight on that C major. Freight, strum, train, strum, freight, strum, train, strum, run, strum, so fast. Alright, so fast. Strum it on that fast. Freight, train, freight, train, run. Then you pluck it on run. So just the G, C, and E. Run so fast. So pluck, melody, strum on that melody. Run, pluck on so, strum on fast. Run so fast. So slowly for that part 2. Freight, strum, freight, freight, down. Run, pluck on that run, strum, so fast. Alright, let's do part 1 and part 2 where you're plucking those chords. Freight, train, freight, train, then pluck, run so fast. Pick, train, freight, train, pick so fast. Please, when we get to please, you pluck all of them again. Please don't tell which train. You pluck again on train. So pluck on please don't tell which train I'm on. So train you pluck, train, strum, I'm strum on. Train, strum, I'm strum on, strum, they won't. So they play that melody, won't get that pinky on that strum. They won't, alright? Won't with that pinky. They won't. Let's take it from please. Please don't tell which pluck train I'm on. They won't. Then part 4, no, you pluck on that F, pluck all the strings. No, which round I'm. They won't pluck no, which train, which route I'm on. Down, down, up, down, mute. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright? Let's take it from the A7, 3, go. Please don't tell which train, so train I'm on. They won't know which route I'm on. Down, down, up, down, mute. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright, let's put the whole thing. Level 4 is the last level. Nice and slow. 3, go. Freight, train, freight, train, run so fast. Freight, train, pluck, run so fast. Pluck on the A7. Please don't tell which train I'm on. They won't know which route I'm on. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That ain't easy, folks. That ain't easy. Alright, and that right there is Freight Train. It ain't too easy, folks, but we're doing this so that we can get to the next level, because this is what all pro, all advanced ukulele players do. So do not run away from the challenge. Yes, it might be hard now, but the more practice you put in, the easier it will become, and all of a sudden you'll find yourself, you just find yourself doing that rhythm, that backbeat rhythm. I mean, not backbeat, but the offbeat rhythm. Because it's like it's one of those things that when you get, it doesn't get away from you. It sticks with you. So do your best to really get used to those details. Don't let that thumb pass the neck. Make sure you use that finger to hit it. And if you can get those details, practice it over and over again. It will stick with you. Once you get it, you got it. All right? So make sure you try your best to get these concepts. Do your best to push yourself to level 4. It will be worth it, and it will make all the other stuff we're going to be doing a whole lot easier, because you would have built the skill. And that's why we're here, people, to build the skill. So practice hard, and I'll see you next week.